Okay, 1 second so I can check the audio. And I hate doing this because it's gonna feed into itself. But GG's. Holy, it's so loud, my fucking keyboard. Because it's gonna feed into itself. But GG. Okay, I think that's good. I just need to not be whispering. But we're playing a horror game anyway, so what the frick was that? Why didn't it open? Hello? 97 achievements, what the flip? Good ending doesn't count. Bro, what is this? I don't even want to read the achievements because I was, oh my gosh, so loud. It's just gonna spoil it. This is a horror game, it's not for all audiences. Flicking images as well as put. We do not care. Whatever horrors you have hard to see through them, there are no premature endings, no wrong decision, and no beginnings. Let's get her full screen. Bang. Definitely gonna lower everything. Voice acting? No way. Oh, that's kind of loud. But I also want it loud. So we'll do this. Let's get her going.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
No!
You're here to slay her.
Can it go on?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm just not. Holy, why is there a gazillion options? Just go to the freaking thing. In the world, what are you talking about? Yeah, that's it. Well, this just seems like a funny ending. I'm gonna not do that.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
No. Do you know how many evidence to back this up? Looking at.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done.
3 minutes in, and I already don't trust the narrator. This is horrible.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far,
I don't know,
you might as well reach the end of your journey.
This is not far at all. I opened the game up just now.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Shut up.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
I'm freeing her.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. I guess we'll just have to see what happens, but
that's really how I feel.
If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
I don't like your attitude.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
This sounds like the same person.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's me!
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'll need that to free her.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
It'd be rather difficult to cut the ropes binding her without it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Oh my gosh, Rod, is that an Elden Ring?
The princess really lives here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Oh!
Who's there?
Me.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Why the fuck does she sound like this? Dude, what type of...
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
Low-key, I feel like I should
And
kill her
there
now.
you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What's this attitude, bro? I didn't even do anything. What?
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Stop! Why is she talking like this?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Dude, I don't really like her, to be honest. Sure.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Man, what's this mommy ASMR voice, man?
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Hey, my definition of a shut up. Oh my gosh, you're so dead.
Don't just tell her that.
Man, shut up!
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Why would you fucking say that?
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
You're dead. GG. You lost it. You have lost your mind.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
This is so yap. Oh my gosh. Why is she just gotta lie to me though?
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Are you serious? You believe her?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
I just met you.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
I'd be killing you. Let's calm down, buddy.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
That's true.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
I trust the funny narrator guy, to be honest.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You
Oh,
can't.
I actually like this
Don't
guy.
bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key. Well, we can always put that knife.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she is. I'm sure. She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness.
Oh, you're dead,
Or Her
GG.
Majesty.
Oh my
Any
gosh.
honorific should do, really.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
I'm sick. If I let her live, I'm just
You know
I can't
why
do
you're
it.
here.
But there's no way the game is good if you just kill her. I don't want to kill her. Oh, what if I do it though and then she tweaks out? I kind of don't want to. But I know for a fact if I let her out, I'm cooked. We can get to know each other better.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Yep.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
She says she's been in here a long time.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out
What?
of here. You can make it easier for both of us, and if you don't,
Bro,
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
why is she threatening me?
You have to make a choice.
Stop threatening me.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Why? How?
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the
I'm
ground
at
with a
this.
single
Oh my
blow from her
gosh.
elbow.
What?
You shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop
Oh,
there.
fuck
She
off.
kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie,
Doesn't even make
crushed and
sense,
broken
bro.
in the
I would
basement
never
floor,
lose that.
the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
I don't mind this spot, to be fair.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs.
Yeah,
This
game
is the
over
end,
me already.
isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
What? No. Run it back.
You're on a path
Huh?
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cat. You're here to slay her. It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you... What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Turn around and leave is just a nuts option, but I want to play the game.
Oh, she will lie. She might as well
Yeah,
just
you said this.
pledge ourselves to her.
What?
Stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Bro, whoever the voice of the broken is, it's just not
Can we
me.
tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Yeah, there
I'm
you
not
go.
being a pessimist. You're being
Shut up.
annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely... I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on us. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. So please, try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world.
I'm going for
Let's-
blood, I'm gonna be honest with you. They just
If
killed me.
that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I'm gonna need
The
that.
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small.
Okay.
You take the blade from the altar. It will be difficult to... That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's definitely a... There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd... For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable. Probably. Do you? He knows.
I want to look in the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. This really is. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Why is my head
Hope
so
you know how
gross?
ridiculous you look right now.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Alright, let's go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, this is... it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, her booming voice rolls.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs.
Yeah,
Come.
you're
You weren't
done.
kidding when you said it was booming. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going, it doesn't matter what that little voice says.
No,
He's
we
not
don't
the one
care
making
about
the
that.
decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they... Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping
Not
to the
gonna lie, I
left.
feel like she's not gonna
But
look
soon
normal.
the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess
Yeah,
towers
there you
over
go.
you,
Okay.
almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a
man.
stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Boy, if you fucking drop it, I swear on my life.
As if on command, the blade slips from your
Okay.
grasp.
I literally,
It
did
clatters
I
uselessly to the
misclick?
floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
Of course we dropped it.
I don't really get
She's
who's
so
in
much
control.
more than us.
I'm not gonna lie.
You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Don't you dare, bruh. Oh my god, I just know he's going to.
Oh, are you still trying to kneel?
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird.
Okay.
Now,
Bro, what are we
why don't
doing?
you talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for... It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, look...
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
Yeah, I
He's
feel like
being
it's too late
melodramatic,
right now,
but
not
he's
gonna
not
lie.
exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop? Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a...
This is Yap, bro. I literally don't have a choice. That is insane. Low-key. This safe spot right here. Is there? Oh my gosh. I probably should have been doing this more often. Oh well. I want to ask her all these questions, but I also don't want to hear her talk at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
I don't like that attitude, Missy.
I say,
Okay.
perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here.
What?
Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but once your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits
I'm gonna stab
unperceived by your
myself,
senses,
aren't I?
but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer. You reach forward,
what the heck,
grasp the
man?
blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
Okay.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
Bro, I should have just killed her. Oh my gosh, I can't fucking believe this.
Take that knife in your hand.
Yeah, that was so
You don't
obvious.
have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerve.
I don't have a choice.
We'll end this all right.
Your
Okay,
hand
yeah.
lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease.
That's too obvious,
Somehow
man.
feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills you.
Now, do it again.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let... I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece.
What
a
he-
pitiful
oh.
display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
We gotta slay the
You
princess,
can
bro.
pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess,
Oh,
even
yeah.
as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
How is this guy so calm?
My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to.
Stop.
As you finish
Okay.
crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to you.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
I don't
That's
want
little
nothing.
demeaning, isn't it?
You see.
Yes, how thoughtful of her.
It's a mercy.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of what at least one of you was saying. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes, though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom
Okay,
rushes
but-
through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow,
One
stabbing into
damage.
the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
This is just not gonna work.
As you find your
Okay,
target again
yeah,
and
there you
again,
go.
she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony.
I'm sorry.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip.
I'm
on the
sorry.
blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Like,
You step
how
forward,
could I have
your
known
grip on the
that?
blade tightening as
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use. So, you should just drop it. Best.
she's unarmed. If you hesitate,
Die.
doubt
No
unfortunately
way.
clouds your thoughts as you
Why?
attempt to run
There
back
was
through.
no doubt. Oh my.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she
Bro.
needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
"We can do this. You always
No.
could." The decision to give you this task was not made.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet.
Obviously.
There's an
Oh
unsettling
my god.
as your spine breaks,
Black
numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated
To
lust,
the ceiling?
she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated.
Oh, shut up. I
Aside from
hate
the
that
pain,
guy.
I feel fine. She collapses to
What?
the floor, Her glassy eyes watch unblinking,
That was a
yet
win?
somehow still full of anguish and fear as the two of you perish together.
What?
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it,
What?
it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, brother, here we go. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. Repeat that line.
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Oh. New guy.
Heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing. You're damn right we did. You'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you.
Is this
You were
just the
bad
same
for us and
guy?
You almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. All right, enough chatter. I've got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path, and at the end of that path is a... If you're... This is just...
Oh, okay. I don't have auto on.
Yeah, yes.
Actually, I don't. This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And give me 2 seconds. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a park in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted. You knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Bro. At this point, I low-key want to turn around and leave, because what the fudge is gonna happen for me going into the cabin right now? There's no way I can do anything at this point. We might as well see this through the end, guys. We've come so far.
Good. We're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you will. That's it. I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is if there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, then cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much harder than it has to be. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight, but that is how it was. Now
How
there
does
is
he
a
know that?
growth that has overtaken it.
I thought he
This
didn't know
fluid seeps through cracks in the
past
stone
lives.
walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal. A pristine... The blade is your implement. Your...
The blade is your implement.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It will be good. Nothing feels...
Okay.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. Almost as if you don't see it. But you must, because it's right there in front of you. All we see is a damn mirror. It really is, just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Smash it. Smash it to pieces. Don't you want to know what we're seeing there? We won't be able to see anything. I don't care about this one. Smash it. Let's do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting danger. You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The echo voice, bellowing rage.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands.
She's so painless. Why? You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. It's our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make her? She was going to end the world. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here. And it's why your task is so important. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her binder. She is loose, and she is coming for you. Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did. Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Well, I feel like any of this is just like wasting time. I don't know. Talk some shit.
The world hasn't wronged me the way you have. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually, though. Once I've had my fill of you.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Why do I have feathers?
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
What? Bye.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. It is. Does that mean the world ended? The world didn't end. We're
Damn,
still
I didn't
here.
wanna
Come on.
see you.
We just need to keep going. Figures the world would end and... I'm begging you, don't do this.
What? Mm, well, what other play do I have? Like, okay, if I was playing a game, I'd walk up to
It's
the mirror
different
this
now.
morning.
It feels, I don't know, final. Screw the mirror. We just
Oh
I don't
my
want to look
gosh.
at us. This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess. I don't want to look at us.
What?
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. You are the only thing I have ever known.
Okay.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. How can the world have ended if we are talking? I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I feel like that's not what you are. Oh,
Thoughts without connections.
okay.
A day.
What did I just say? Okay.
A person, a set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person.
You don't know me.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Let her out of there. Why would I ask that? But I
I'm
will.
sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt. Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Everything, until we meet again. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Boy, if you don't give a straight answer.
Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
I'll never
She
forget
asks
them.
that I tell you to remember her.
I don't
You
like
won't.
her though. Oh, okay. That- Bring the fury to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the bed, you're here to slay her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and...
Yep.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange.
What? Okay.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job,
I'll just try to leave.
your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation
I'm
with the
leaving again.
princess.
Don't give me the chance, because I will. Oh, mother.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
What?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
What the fuck is happening?
But
Oh.
as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin.
Oh, well, now,
An
how am
infinite
I supposed to
fractal
pick
of
one?
paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
Damn. That was a little
You
mean.
lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long
What?
before the world ends and everyone dies.
Really? What? Oh, you better believe I'm not going
You're
again.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to slay her.
Oh, see ya.
Oh, that's clever!
Yeah.
Boring, though. It's extremely
Yeah.
boring. can we really do that? Can we really? No, you can't just do nothing. You have. Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing forever.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? Things getting...
What the fuck?
What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore. Well, it's not
it's the
nothing,
world
that's
ending.
for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
It's slightly possible that this is not the good ending.
You're on a path. You're here to slay.
Yeah. Wow, they just don't even give me the chance anymore? That's
You make your way
shocking.
up the short path to the cabin. The interior of the...
No blade. Let's get it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
We're boxing now,
This
buddy.
is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp. Her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing.
What?
It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
This a different voice for real though. I'm here to save you. What is the fucking difference? This I want to say for real.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of...
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we'll...
I am letting those chains.
Okay. Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is...
Is princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you...
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you
Yeah,
like.
and you lost me. GG.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back up.
No. I'm gonna try to let her go. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
What?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen. But
What?
I agree with... Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? That's not relevant. That's extremely relevant. Okay, anything else I could say is weird, not gonna lie. I'm just gonna have to examine
Only
the
making this more
chains.
difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
Yep.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams. Is someone else here?
What?
You try the door. Your shouts and pleas are, you're here to slay the princess.
Oh,
You make
that
your
is
way to the
bullshit.
bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the...
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here to...
She barely hesitates
Whoa,
before raising her arm to her
what
mouth,
the
her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, or we could use it to free. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Why did she just start eating herself? Why don't I have a choice? Why don't I have a choice?
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the
That doesn't
ragged,
fucking make
self-inflicted
sense.
wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Ew.
The blade is sharp, and it
Okay.
takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
That's nuts.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Can you really cut
She
bones
didn't
like
so
that?
much as utter a
with little
sound through the
knife?
whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, as the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just watch me.
What?
What are you doing?
Bro.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges
Bro,
forward, the blade
stop.
held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Dude, we were about to get out. Narrator, please.
The blade.
Oh my gosh.
Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your
Why are my
infuriatingly
fingers so
rigid
close?
hands. What are...
I'm sorry. I'll try
Oh
to be quick.
my gosh.
She plunges it into your
Okay.
chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is...
Thanks, narrator.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound. It won't be long before you...
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
I should have saved. I should have saved.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay. My tricks. If he doesn't remember what happened, then...
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved.
Okay.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about... so we'll see about that.
What can I say? A world without love is a world...
Oh my gosh.
A warning. She will lie.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted.
I think we've already been over this. Pretty sure.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are...
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Don't pay their bickering any mind. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant. The blade is your implement.
The blade is your implement. Nope, no dagger, no dagger. No dagger, no mirror. Let's get it. Straight away.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, a soft voice can...
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice.
Yep.
It's somehow even... I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember, you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love!
Oh
We're here
my
to rescue
gosh.
you from your unjust
Shut
and
up!
foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you.
She may not be able to hear my...
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud or...
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried.
Do you
Does
hear
she
that?
remember me?
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
I'm saving her,
Waiting
bro.
for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been...
That's right, villain. And you killed us.
Yep.
Well, she killed us.
No, the
Only
narrator
because he
did.
made us try and kill her, it was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained
Yep.
by cruelty.
No, this is actually facts right now.
So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really
What the
hoped I'd be
fuck?
the first, but what's done is done. What matters...
Oh, narrator,
we
you're so
damned the
stupid.
whole world. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do...
We never saw a world end. And
Yep.
now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it.
No,
Don't
he's
let him
spitting.
distract you. Just do your job.
No. What do you mean? Why did you do that? I was fucking killing her.
You died, and now we're talking.
Okay. Oh, thank you. That was so helpful. But fucking idiot.
Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Then I didn't end the world.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't confess any. Not. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
They're gonna
That's
fucking
she's
pull the
perfect.
rug under my feet. I just know it.
Do you think she has
But I
someone
have
like
to
him
ride with
telling
them.
her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always rescue her. What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity?
Nope.
And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, don't you see how dainty her hands are? You'll be able to... No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just... If her hand could just slip out of the chains, because we've yet to... I'm not sure. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart
This is
guided by
him.
love and my own good nature? I think I'd rather believe in... Ah, so you're one of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and... No, I can't let you do that. You're what? Take over our body and force us to try? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dear... You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Oh,
You
okay.
approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free. And you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon. One slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there... Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a... Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on...
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt...
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
Oh, I'm so
She doesn't
thoughtful.
even know what she wants. You
Look
may have
at
had it
me.
all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she's so gullible? Is the only
No.
thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave.
The princess closes her eyes.
Okay,
in deep
why?
reflection.
Why?
And
No.
then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Show me your tit. I'm scared of whatever I choose, I'm not gonna lie.
That sounds perfect.
To the
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with her. We have each other.
Why is he
We
so
don't
negative?
need
It
the
actually is
world
going
for our-
good.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Oh.
Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar. Did I do that last time? And you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Narrator, if you don't fucking open the door.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairness enough with this true love nonsense. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deep. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that. I'm just along for the ride at this.
Yes. If we work together, we can do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the prince. And the lock clicks.
Yay.
And the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. The blade, that's right. There's still a
No,
chance
don't
for you
do
to do
it,
the right
bro.
thing.
Don't do
Take
it.
the blade from. You're enjoying
Nope.
this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make
How
me
could the world be
suffer.
ending right now?
I hate you.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together. Just
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door, and then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
we did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go?
Okay. I actually believed it
Where
was
did
over.
he
What the
go?
heck?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed...
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
No. Fuck.
She's gone. And is that a...
I could talk to the
What is that
voice.
supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse. Do it then. End us all.
Okay. Do I look different? Nope. Oh. Oh, apparently I've grown. Look the same to me.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more whenever you are ready.
Okay, hold up. Hold up. Let's save over this so I'm never using it. What do we want to do?
We haven't. I have my doubts, but the job.
Yeah, and open it together. Bang. Bang!
You take the blade from the table. Wait. No. But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and strike. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror. Your blade pierces her
No!
heart.
Oh
She
my god, that's so sad.
collapses to the ground.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. Did I do something
Oh
wrong?
my.
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
I'm gonna die now.
Just like that, she's dead.
What the
The
fuck?
world is
Slay an innocent. Oh my.
Seeing this through, I know it must have been.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
I feel sick. Sick. You took part in the
Oh
murder.
my
You'll get
god,
over
this
it.
is horrible.
You get over it. You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting. You raise the
Oh
blade,
my fuck.
aiming the point directly toward. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute. Rash. The only rash decision we've made was.
Okay, please don't.
Exactly, you're not doing. All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel you right now, voice of smitten, but please don't.
What don't you believe?
Okay.
Plunge the blade into your own heart and you can't be serious. Why you help? I'm not. He just. That's right. You're all sorry.
Everything goes dark,
Oh my gosh.
and you die.
What?
You're on a
I
path.
don't want to play this.
You horrid monster.
I like
Do you
that
think
other
just because
ending.
we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin.
You.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job.
Oh, and I'm still here too. If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there.
I doubt it.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time?
It's our third. What gave it away?
Your open discussions. I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each
This
passing
is a
moment, our
disgusting
relationship may be
timeline.
damaged even further.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again.
Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement.
Don't provoke him. I'd prefer if we didn't die again. Why not? You've already done it twice.
It was unpleasant.
It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be.
I'll make you feel
That's
what I
just
feel
me.
if it's the last thing I do. And Mark,
Oh,
can I?
I'm looking forward.
Good. Can I talk now? Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence.
Oh my yaps, you fucking fake narrator idiot. Whatever.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already met. Oh, we'll muck it up all right. We'll get our happy ending, even if it damns each and every.
Whatever you do, don't let him influence a single decision. He's clearly lost. I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful. Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control?
You're saying that like stress is just something you can.
It is.
Are you even alive? What's the point?
I don't know.
This is horribly unproductive. The cab.
I gotta
The
hurry.
interior of the cabin feels
no.
dry and brittle. Ancient
I'm
dust-covered
sick.
wooden beams
I'm
that you're not
sick.
on.
I'm sick. I'm
Our
sick.
beloved,
I'm
she
sick.
doesn't look very alive before you can
I'm
make
sick.
a move.
The door
Oh
of
my
the mirror.
gosh.
That's strange.
Maybe it's gone because we
Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you. Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon to... I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's so hazy. You should try
I'll
and clean
play
it
the
off.
rest off stream.